It's the Daily Comedy News with your host, Mark Pires. Join us for breaking headlines and all kinds of comedy shenanigans. Brought to you by The Beat Seat. Welcome, my friends. Welcome to the morning show. This is the longest-running daily variety show on Earth. The MarkinsPires Show, 1942 days in a row, 1942. Lots of stuff happened in 1942, I believe. Chick-fil-A sauce, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Welcome. We have the fam and friends on TikTok. We have YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, X. We're live on everything. Join us, the MarkinsPires Show. Make sure you turn on all notifications. We're here every single day. I am sitting in front on TikTok, at least you see my Mesa Boogie amplifier. I just built that. The whole build is actually going live on YouTube at noon today. It was a 10-hour build that I made an hour. It's like all these cool fast forwards. My music is throughout the entire thing. Lots of fun. Make sure you join us on YouTube for that. The link is already up, but you just have to head over from TikTok. Anyway, guys, lots in the news today. Iranian rapper sentenced to death. I'm not sure if you heard about this yet. We're going to go over it. This guy, Tumaj Salahi, sentenced to death for songs critical of the regime. Sounds like a scarier place than, I'm here, we're all being suppressed for saying things, but this guy's being put to death for saying things. Oh my goodness, I gotta read this story. As somebody who writes a lot of music and says a lot of things about society in my music, this is scary stuff. Iranian court sentenced outspoken rapper Tumaj Salahi to death after his arrest over songs that criticized the government, his lawyer said on Wednesday. The primary court sentenced Tumaj Salahi to the harshest punishment, death, on the charge of corruption on earth. They gave him a charge of corruption on earth. Amir Raisin said in an interview with Iranian news outlet Sarj Daily, the sentence by Islamic Republic Revolution Court of Isfahan contradicted the Iranian Supreme Court ruling that Salahi's case qualified for amnesty. The lawyer criticized the obvious legal conflicts in Revolutionary Court's decision. We'll definitely appeal the sentence, he added. Well, I hope so, because Salahi's on his way to the gas. What do they do there? Do they throw rocks at you? I'm not really sure what they do in Iran. I think they throw stones at you. In one of his popular songs, The Mouse House, The Mouse Hole, Salahi addresses those who collaborate with the Islamic Republic. He's warning that it's better to find a place to hide, as they will punish anyone for their wrongdoings. So guys, welcome to the show. We're here every day, 1942 days in a row. Music at night. Oof. This amp, I've been freaking rocking out on it. I gotta plug it. We're gonna play it in a few minutes, just for a second. We also get a woohoo here in a minute, about 35 seconds. Corporate journalist, cheap informer, court artist, buy a mouse hole, the lyrics read. Despite being arrested and released in 2021 for releasing songs denouncing the government, Salahi continued to post music videos expressing his opposition to the Iranian regime. Guys, Iran, they'll throw you in jail and then kill you if you say anything against them. That's the Aman. What is it? Let's get our woohoo Zabrowski. I want to get back to this story. What? Oh, sorry. Woohoo! Sometimes you point to Matt Zabrowski and he does it. So, I don't know, guys. I have never heard of Salahi, but I also don't watch, TV. But let's see what they say here. He has become a vehicle for criticism of the regime amid the protests, placing several rap stars in the crosshairs of the regime. Despite the regime's crackdown, news of Salahi's sentence drew a wave of support from across the Iranian music world. Mehdi Yahari, I don't know how to say that name, Mehdi Yahari, an Iranian pop singer, described Salahi's sentence as a black comedy in post on X. Yahari himself was arrested last August by the Islamic Republic for his songs in support of Mansa Amani protests. Guys, you say anything in music, you're going down. Release my brother unconditionally, or the smoke of this fire will burn your eyes, he wrote Wednesday, joining many other Iranians demanding Salahi's freedom. Guys, how do you get sentenced to death? Crimes against Earth. What was it again? This is like the crazy corruption on Earth. The charge is corruption on Earth for saying things that came out of you because this is how you're responding to the world around you. We have feelings and we have these emotions and they come out through words, right? And now you're being put to death. Corruption on Earth, Salahi. It's just not right, guys. It's just not right. You can go through 50 of my songs and you'd be like, we're putting him to death for that one. Because they're all real. Sorry, you got to deal with real. This is something else that's very interesting. Killer clown John Wayne Gacy. Apparently his death row attorney revealed that he's likely have had dozens more victims and he probably had help. Now this is kind of a little freaky to me because there may be some other John Wayne Gacy type of copycatter out there. Who's out there with me on the talk? Ralph, how you doing, buddy? Ralph's kicking it with me and I don't know who else. John Wayne Gacy killed more than 33 victims. What is this? Is this one of his victims? I can't get the screen to work. Here we go. But his lawyer believes he may not have done it alone. Karen Conti was a fledgling attorney in the early 90s when she defended the most infamous serial killer at the time during his final death row appeals from 1993 to his execution by lethal injection in 1994. Gacy was convicted of 33 murders, but she's certain there are more victims. I'm almost positive about that. Gacy traveled during his crime spree. He traveled to rural areas to do construction work. I actually saw his business records, which were meticulously kept. He was gone for 2 or more weeks at a time, and in the middle of the crime spree, I just can't imagine why he would stop killing during that time. So maybe he took off for a couple weeks, killed a couple people, went back to being a stupid clown. Almost all of his victims were convicted of killing. Was buried in his home and throughout the Norwood Park Township. Property is about 15 miles north of Chicago. Gacy often traveled to more rural areas and would have made it easier to solicit, abduct young men and boys and bury the bodies. Is that the lady right there? She looks like she's running for freaking Congress or something with that. She must be. Now that she's coming out the book, I guarantee you we're going to see this lady's running for Congress or senator next year. Let's see, what's her name? I want to see it. Karen Conti. Give me a freaking pen. Karen Conti. Take a note right there, Karen. We know you're running for some sort of public office with this stupid book in your hand. She's convinced Gacy had help. I put the guy away. Wait a second. Sort of. She defended him, though. That's the type of person you want representing you in Congress. Is this her right here? Yeah, this is her.
They actually dug the trenches underneath the house. Well, to me, it's impossible for them to not have known what they were doing and why they were doing that. And it's impossible for me to believe that Gacy, who was very portly, could actually go down into that crawl space and carry bodies down there and bury them alone. So there was also a victim who escaped who said that there was more than one perpetrator while the crime was going on. So my really strong feeling is that these 2 young men helped procure the young men and helped tie them down and maybe even help perpetrate the crimes, certainly helped bury the bodies.
And don't forget to vote for Conti. Pretty sure she's running for office, guys. Karen Conti, 37-year trial attorney and future congresswoman. Anyway, that happened. LA student dies after safety team member allegedly does not intervene to try to prevent a fight. I don't know. There's a lot of stupid stuff going on in the world, guys. We just scroll through the news and see if there's anything worthwhile here. We got the Iranian rapper Tumaj. It's too bad. It's Tumaj. It's Tumaj, control. You can't speak words. You can't rap words, Tumaj Shalaj. He's trying to just do his thing. New York Appeals Court overturns Harry Weinstein's 2020 conviction from landmark #MeToo trial. What in the freaking heck happened here? Look at that goofball Magoo. Scumbag. New York's highest court on Thursday overturned Harvey Weinstein's 2020 rape I don't think I could say that word, but I did. Finding the judge at the landmark Me Too trial prejudiced the ex-movie mogul with egregious improper rulings. I don't even know. Judicated, but I don't prejudicated. Prejudiced. It just seems weird to me. It sounds weird. Prejudiced the ex-movie mogul. He's basically already from the top. It's like a Trumper thing where they're like, you did it. Nobody was harmed at all. Everybody made money, but you did it. We conclude that the trial court erroneously admitted testimony of uncharged alleged prior acts against acts against persons other than the complainants. The remedy for these egregious errors is a new trial. They're going to do a new trial with this guy? He's like, these poor victims. Nobody's denying whether or not Harvey Weinstein is a complete pig. You know what I mean? Let's just switch the decision. Let's do another case. Let's hear all the data again. Let's get all of the victims and let's get all of the testimonials out there again. Well, this guy just shrivels up into nothingness. Look at him. Keep him in jail forever. He's a pig. I remember he lived in Westport, which is a town over from me. I never saw him, but people always said they saw him over there. He just walked around like a pig, like ripped shirts, smelling. He's a smelly man, they say. Even when he washed, he still smelled. Some people have that that odor. This guy, Weinstein, he's got a freaking odor. Wherever he goes, flies just follow. He's like, I wonder. That's weird. I just showered. Doesn't matter. You're a pig. You know, it's his ears. He's got some weird thing going on in there, you know? It's a mold of some sort. Weinstein. Anyway, guys, they're going to redo the entire case, apparently. He will remain imprisoned because he was convicted in Los Angeles in 2022 of another and sentenced to 16 years in prison. So he's in jail till he dies anyway. Like, what the hell is the point here? Take the money, give it to the victims, you know, let him just, with the ears and the smell, have his own cell somewhere there in the middle of nowhere so that the guards are at least saved. We don't want the guards to have nightmares. They already have to deal with all the other inmates, but now they have Weinstein with the stench? No, I'm sorry. That's not going to work for me. It wouldn't, if I was there on duty, I would be like, can you put me on a different wing? Can I go in the other building? I don't want to smell Weinstein with that stinky hiney butt. You guys know. Guys, you see this here on TikTok, this amplifier. It used to be a regular factory amplifier, which is crap. It's actually not, it's a great amp, but I ripped it the freaking hell apart, rebuilt it into this beauty, and at noon today, you're going to see the entire teardown and reconstruction. And it was the first time I've ever built an amp. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm doing it. If I rip a thing apart and I destroy my $1,000 amp, I'm an idiot, but I'm doing it. I'm ripping it apart. It may happen. It may be crap at the end. Kill it and grill it in Barella. Good to see you guys. Appreciate you being here. Comedy news style. I mean, it's sort of. We have a lot of weird stories today. Toumage, you know, getting put to death for saying words. This poor guy. So, I mean, I'm not sure what else there is in the news today, to be honest. Former Olympian Oscar Pistorius looks gaunt after release from prison after killing his ex-wife, you know, partner or whatever, Riva Stenkamp. If you guys remember, shot her through the door and was like, I didn't know it was her. I thought somebody else was like an intruder while I was in the bathroom. I shot through the bathroom door and killed her with 57 shots or something like that. He's the guy, if you don't remember, has the legs that are made of metal because he had him amputated, won the gold medal in the Special Olympics or regular Olympics, not special. He is special in the head. Murderer. Mm-hmm. Pistorius. Should we look into it a little? Look at this. This is him right here. Let me see it. Give me the news story. I want to. Gaunt Pistorius.
Need to make some home improvements?
No,
like going...
I don't. I'm over home improvements. We're making amp improvements. You know. If you guys didn't see, I'll give you the link. I think I gave it to you already, though. Remember, it's just about an hour and 15 minutes from now, the premiere. And there's 3 pieces of content being dropped today, guys. 2 other comedy news stories. The Minnesota Senator burglar, that one's premiering at, I think, 2 o'clock. Here we go. Pistorius. I love these. Pistorius looks God being released from prison, smiles from year to year after being a murderer. 3 months after he was released from prison for killing his girlfriend, Rita Stankamp. Oh, Pistorius. The 37-year-old Paralympian is balding and his hair is completely gray. That's from being a murderer. The shadow of his former self, he was an international celebrity as the first double amputee to run in the Olympics in 2012. And then he murdered his partner. He shot Stankamp multiple times through a bathroom door in his house. He told authorities that he mistook her for an intruder. I was in the bathroom. He's after dropping a deuce. He ultimately was given 13 years and 5 months, served more than half that sentence before being released in January. Pistorius. You know, sometimes when you're Oscar Pistorius and you're a murderer and you're walking the streets again, you know. He did his time, though, guys. 6 years for murdering. 6 years. 6.5 years for murdering. Helen Gale, how are you? He's a murderer, right? Pistorius. Ah, goodness. You know, sometimes when you are just trying to get the news and this murderer shows back up on the screen. We did a story on him like 3 years ago. I remember doing Pistorius and the murder. Something about that. Something else came up. I may have... Hold on, Amana. I got to see when he went to jail because I'm pretty sure I was live when he went to jail and I did the story because I remember it now. When did Pistorius go to jail? Oscar Pistorius. Okay. Oh, no, I did it on his birthday. Okay, this is... I remember what it was now. So I did one of those things like famous... what happened this day in history? And I did these for a few on TikTok for a little while. And one of them was like this day in history. And one of them was like former Olympian Oscar Pistorius was born this day. And I was like, wait a second, isn't that guy the murderer? And then like we looked into it. I was like, yeah, a guy murdered his girlfriend. Like, that's not that born on this day, murderer. Oscar Pistorius also was a W amputee and we ran in the Olympics, but murderer, they left the murderer part out on that one. So I made a bit of comedy about that on TikTok. That's what it was. It's here on YouTube too, I'm sure. Anyway, guys, I think that's basically it for the news. I don't think there's anything else that's going to grab my attention right now. If it does, I will read it to you, but probably not. This guy, veteran DEA agent sentenced to 4 years for leaking intelligence in Miami bribery conspiracy. Yeah, it's all right. I'm not really interested. Alleged drunk driver accused of crashing car into party. Stupid lady, you know? I think that's it. Another senator dies, 65, heart attack. Likely because he was not in the best shape. Former MIT researcher who killed Yale graduate student sentenced to 35 years in prison. What in the freaking hell was that about? Do I want to read it? Sometimes they get me with you killed a Yale student. MIT, Yale, in the news, murderer. Back at it. Here we go. New Haven, Connecticut, right up the road from me. A former researcher at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology was sentenced Tuesday to 35 years in prison for the killing of Yale University graduate student, found shot outside his car on a Connecticut street. Jingshang Chong Pan, 33, pleaded guilty to murder in February, apologized during the hearing in New Haven courtroom packed with family and friends of the victim, Kevin Jiang. I feel sorry for my actions caused for everyone, you know, and the death and Kevin being dead now. Like, that's my bad. I shouldn't have done it. I did it, though. I'll take responsibility for my actions. I cut off a finger. What are we doing here? What do we do in America? Back home, we chop a couple fingers off, you know, for pride. You have to make sure it's for the family. We don't want to let down the family. So if you have a katana blade, I'll go slice it off. Anyway, he feels sorry. Jiang, 26, a U.S. Army veteran who grew up in Chicago and a graduate of Yale's School of Environment, had just left his fiance's apartment in New Haven on the evening of February 6th, 2021, when he was shot multiple times by Pan. Freaking Pan, you know? Ching, chang, chang, Pan. The couple had just gotten engaged days earlier. I think Xing Shangping was like jealous of the marriage to be. Let's see if we can find out what happened. My son was a remarkable young man who cherished life and held deep belief in God. He had a bright future ahead, one that promised to spread God's love far and wide. Jiang's father, Ming Cheng Jiang, said, I can't. I'm trying. Okay, it's morning. It's the morning news, guys. A motive for the killing was never made entirely clear, but I'm pretty sure that he was banging it out with Kevin's, fiance. She decided to give him the cold shoulder, and he was like, I'll just kill your fiance then. And then you'll come back to me. You know, a lot of the 2024 mentality going on these days. Jiang's fiance told authorities she and Pan never had a romantic or sexual relationship. They were just friends. Wait. So Pan knew if Pan knew, this totally what happened. Pan liked her. She's getting engaged. He thought he was in the friend zone, right? Pan's in the friend zone. He's trying to get out of the friend zone. Jiang comes along. He's like, yo, I'm throwing a ring on that. You know what I mean? She's fine. He gets the ring, pops it on the finger. They're about to go down the aisle together. And Pan's like, this is it. I got to take him out. I got to take him out for liking the girl that I like. There's no more fish in the sea for me. Jing Sheng Pan. If my parents didn't name me Jing Jing, then maybe I'd have a chance out there. You know, you going into the bar, freaking Elgato'd, you know. You going into the bar. Hey, how's it going? Can I buy you a drink? Jing Jing. Get the f out of here with your Jing Jing. Are you kidding me? You're Jing Jing? No, my name is Karen. I was looking for a John. Can you go by John instead of Jing Jing? You know, in China they call it Jing Jing John, you know. John Pan. You know, I like it. Come back in. Do it again. Hi, how are you? My name is John Pan. Already we're on the right footing, you and me, okay? How about that drink? You know? But you come in there. Hi, I'm Jing Jang. I'm out of here, okay? I'm sorry, I'm not dating a Jing Jang. You know? Mom and Dad, nice choice of names. But Jing Jang, he had his eye on one lady. He knew he was going to marry her one day. Or murder her fiance and then try to see if he can marry her afterwards. Jing Jang. Isn't that weird? Jing Jang Pan killed a Jing, Kevin Jiang. Jing Jang Pan killed Kevin Jiang. This is a crazy world. Because Jing Jian is how you say that, and his name is Jiang. It's kind of the same thing. Like you can go around and say every name in the Chinese dictionary. Chinese phone book and be like Jing Zhang, Qing Pao, Zhang Duck, Fuc Nan, right? I saw a couple Fuc Nans. I was like, what is a Fuc Nan? Several of Jiang's relatives and friends spoke in court before the judge handed down the sentence, which Pan agreed to as part of his plea bargain, you know, as a murderer. My son was remarkable. We got that. A motive for the killing was never made entirely. He wanted to bang it out with her, we know. Investigators said they discovered that Pan and Jiang's fiance were connected on social media and had met while at MIT. I told you, bang biggity boo happened. They both had graduated from it, and where Pan was working as a researcher at the time of the shooting. So Pan knew her, had his eye on her, was trying to make the moves on her. Jiang comes along, put a ring on it, gets killed. Just because he fell in love with the wrong girl that Pan wanted. Guys, remember, you don't ever cross Pan. Jing Jing Pan. That guy will freaking murder the hell out of you for the thing he wants. Jing Jing. After the shooting, Pan fled the scene and eluded police for 3 months before being apprehended in Alabama. He's down there in Bama, right? He's like, hi, my name's Jing Jing. They're like, dude, you're freaking that murderer, aren't you? Jing Jing Pan, right? I told you, you should have started with John. You're in Alabama, you're like, my name's John Pan. Nobody thinks anything about it. They're like, this guy he put a stupid cowboy hat on. He's part of the territory now. I think I've seen that guy always. He's always, every time for the last 30 years I've seen the John Pan, you know? Anyway, guys apprehended in Alabama, Jing Jang. And you guys know what happens then. Sentenced to 35 years. That's what happens. Oh, here's the news of Albert.
Massachusetts man who pled guilty to killing a Yale grad student is sentenced.
News 8's Tina Detel was at that sentencing. She joins us live. Tina.
Come on, Tina.
At the family's request, their
She's
faces were
slow to
not shown
take,
as
you know
they
what I mean?
gave their victim impact statements, but certainly their voices and their words spoke volumes about the pain they've endured.
It was my great privilege to know Kevin. He was a man of valor and a man of honor and would have made a wonderful husband and father, and his blood cries out from the ground.
Zion Perry had just gotten engaged to 26-year-old Kevin Jiang when he was
Zion Perry. Jing Jang had his eye on Zion. And that's what happened. She was a looker. Jing Jang, there's only one fish in the sea for Jing Jang. Remember, nobody freaking likes that guy. He goes out and people laugh at him. This stupid name. We have the raffle winner today. We're just pulling it out here. Let's see. Jing Jang Pan. Is that seriously this guy's name, Jing Jang? All right, Jing Jang, we have your raffle prize. Come on up and get it. Your name's Jing Jang, really? Dude, change it to John. You're dumb, you know? What? No, don't murder me, you know? You gotta be careful with Jing Jang. Don't cross Jing Jang. He's a murdering mofo. Guys, I don't mean to, like, whenever I'm doing these stories, it's not like meaning to be offensive to the family who lost their son. I have nothing but empathy for Kevin and for his fiance. I just find it necessary in a world like we live today to make as much comedy as possible when I'm on the air. So I'll joke and turn things into the mindset of these stupid idiots like this guy who murdered someone, and not the act, but more, what kind of stupid moron would murder someone? You know, and then just start going with that. Be like, yeah, I'm a murderer. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how I make comedy. I hope you're not offended by it at all. It's just how I do it. This is the comedy news, and it's basically me roasting people. So today I roast the murderer of Kevin Jiang, and his name happens to be Jing Jang Pan. He's the kid nobody picked in kickball, you know? It's like the last one in kickball every time. They're like, I'll go with Jim. Derek, yeah, I want Derek. Who are you going to get, Tommy? Oh, all right. You're going to leave me with Jing Jang again? Freaking. All right, Jing Jang, get over here. You're in left field. Nobody goes left. They all go right. So you're going out there. We're going to have 3 guys around you because you can't catch a ball. You got that stupid name, you know? And the noggin. I need to have 3 guys around you because that ball's going to hit you in the head if somebody's not there to catch it. Your hands don't reach out beyond the girth of your head. What are we doing here? You know, like you're here, like bonk. Your head is so large, we had to open up a secondary door to the building. You couldn't walk through the standard 4-foot door because your head is ridiculous. Jing Jang. God almighty. You know? That's why he's a murderer, is because his whole life he was told how ridiculously horrible he was at everything. Jing Jang, you're the worst kickball player ever. Jing Jang, you know, it would have been better if you got something north of 85. It's expected, you know, culturally. You're expected to be one of the better students. And Jing Jang, I gotta say, I'm disappointed in your, I guess you would say, family crest, the culture that you bring to the 4th grade, you know, classroom. I brought the katana blade if you want to take off a finger. You know, Jing Jang, he's walking around. He doesn't even have any digits left. This guy just palms, just waving at everybody. He could punch the hell out of people though now. He's worked that out. He's just like, You know, he's got it. Jing Jang. So anyway, guys, the worst guy in the world right here. 35 years in prison. Jing Jang. New Haven. Not far away. Again, I think the fiance, she banged it out with him. And that's the problem here. Like, she should just come out and say, look, you know, here's the deal. My fiance's gone. I'm going back to Jing Jang. We were dating before. I told him I was getting married to someone with a future. You know, because Kevin, Yale, he was in the process. Good guy, you know, and then we're going to get married. You know what I mean? And we're going to do it together. All night. And then all of a sudden you come over, Jing Jang, and you're like, I wanted to marry her and make her my wife and force her to do things for me because that's our culture, you know. And don't talk back. When I'm in the room, you cannot speak. That's one of their rules, Jing Jang's rules. But now he'll be in jail. Likely with Weinstein and that smelly hiney butt. You guys remember that one? That thing is disgusting. Poor guards. You got to feel for the guards that have to deal with Jing Jang and with Weinstein's disgusting ass. It's just, you know. Guys, that's the news for the day. You know, I mean, I don't think there's anything else here. 74-year-old, and then I'm right back into it. 74-year-old woman in Ohio charged in armed robbery of credit union was a scam victim. Hold on a minute. Gosh almighty. I don't know why my mic's not working again. What happened to the mic? We had a mic and then now we don't have a mic? I don't know why the hell that happened. How long has that been happening? Oh my goodness, for a while. It's like 5 minutes. Why the hell did it go out? I don't even understand why that went out. Got plenty of battery life on this. We have sound, but about 5 minutes of no sound. You guys on TikTok got it at least. Anyway, Minnesota senator arrested for burglary. That'll be at 2 o'clock. Alec Baldwin trolled in New York City by singer John Oates. That one's at 7 o'clock. That one's hilarious. Oh, goodness. Actually, I think the senator one's at 3 o'clock, I want to say. I gave it about 3 hours in between pieces. So you have noon, 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 3 pieces of content today. Dropped about 12, 15 pieces of music over the last couple weeks. Now we're back to doing some comedy and music. We'll have lots of stuff again. This is a variety program every single day, 1,942 days in a row. Please do me a favor. Head over to YouTube, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. When I get back on the air later, I will be rocking out on my new amplifier, which is this, in case you don't know. All right, so why isn't... There we go. So that's like not even plugged in loud. This was fire last night. premiere. Don't miss it. I will be in the chat with you. I can't wait to watch this. Completion, yeah. So we'll do it together. Helen, Gale, Tales, and Modoc Rostock. Guys, as soon as you finish this up, it's going to bring you right over to me because I have it pinned and redirected. So hopefully you'll see there in 40 minutes. It is on my YouTube channel. The torch and rebuild of my Mesa Boogie $1,000 app. You see here the final product. Let's see how it actually turned into this. It's really cool. One of the coolest pieces of content I've done so far. Crap. Are you kidding me? I will see you guys a little bit later. Now we got super volume here. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you a little bit later. Joanne with the friggin' microphone again today. Hit you in about 30 minutes. 45 minutes. We have the premiere. Let's do the outro now. I'm off to office to sell some real estate if you guys need any assistance in Connecticut or in New York. Make sure you reach out to me. I can help you anywhere in the country too, so DM me, but hit me up on YouTube, MarkinsPires. I will be live, but later on. But remember, there's three premieres today. Don't miss them. Don't miss them. See you later, fam. Go.